Hey there, welcome back friends. Definitely methods are very important, and in this video we will quickly try to understand a very simple, easy to understand exercise on method. Now here is your task. Now definitely in here we have this very simple, easy to understand program, and this program will calculate whether the value inside this variable num is a prime number or not. So for example, if I run this program, then 25 is not a prime number. 25 can be easily divided by 5, right? Now for example, we wish to check whether 7 is a prime number or not. Definitely we know that the 7 number can be divided by 7 or 1, which makes 7 as a prime number. So definitely our program will display 7 is a prime number. Now the business logic behind this particular program is very simple, where we have this for loop which help us to identify whether the number is prime or not. Now here is the thing. For example, we have like numerous values where we wish to check whether the value is prime or not. How we will achieve that task? In here we have this restriction. We have only one variable num using which we can check whether the value inside this variable num is prime or not. So here is a issue. Moreover, this will also complicate the business logic of this main method. It would be rather simple if we create a method which will check whether the number is prime or not, and based on the output from the method we will calculate the value, whether the value in the variable is prime or not. So how we will achieve this task? Very simple. Let me add couple of comments in here. So first of all, we will be creating a new class. Then inside the class we will create a method. Now friends, here is the thing. Our method should handle int entity and double entity, or in other words floating point value, and calculate whether the value is prime or not. So both the value must be handled by our method. So int or float can be the parameter. Alright, so this looks good. Moreover, our method should return a boolean value. Alright, so these are the requirement. Now how to create a class, how to create a method, how to handle these all things is something you must understand and you must create. So pause this video, try to analyze, try to experiment with the code, and finally try to code a method which will identify whether the value passed is prime or not. Alright, now let's quickly check the solution. So in here, first of all, let me highlight this src folder, and we would be creating a new class. The name of the class would be, for example, calculate. Here we go. And we will also make use of a package. What is a package? What is the usage of package is something which we will discuss later down the line in this course. Let me click on finish and take a note of it. We don't need a main method in here. Alright, now inside this class calculate, let us create a method. Now this method would be a public method so that we can get the access inside our demo.java file. Take a note of it. The packages are different. Then the return type would be boolean, name would be is prime, and it will accept int. Alright, so this looks good to me. And in here inside this demo.java file we have the business logic. So let me quickly cut the entire part from here. Let me navigate to calculate.java file. Let me paste the information in here. And first of all, let me do a couple of things in here. The parameter is a int entity, but we need to also provide the name of the variable, which would be num. Now as soon as we make use of this num variable as a parameter. We need not to worry about this variable. Let me get rid of it. Alright, and in here we need not to worry about this if condition as well. We will simply return the variable is prime and our work would be done. This if clause will be used in our demo.java file. So in here we will simply type in return is prime. Alright, and in fact our work is done. We have a method which can handle a int value and which can give us a boolean value true or false based on the value inside this variable num, which is cool enough. But if we check the restriction, if we check the requirement, we want a yet another method which can also handle a float value, floating point number. How to handle this? Very simple. We will copy this particular entire method. Let me copy this and let me paste it in here. Now this time way around we will make use of a different name, which would be double value, and type would be double. Alright, and now we will create a int variable by the name of num, and we will convert the double value into a int value. So it would be very simple. It would be by taking help of typecasting. Now what we are doing, we are ignoring any value after the decimal point and we are simply taking the int equivalent inside the num, and again our work is done. Cool enough, cool stuff. Now let us navigate to demo.java file. Let me get rid of these requirement and let me get rid of this error. Everything is good enough. Now friends, in here let me create an object of calculate class. So it would be like calculate prime equals new calculate, and in here using this object we can definitely call in the method is prime. For example, we pass on 25. Now friends, this method will definitely return a boolean value. So in order to check the boolean value, we will take help of if condition. So it would be like if prime is prime, then we will simply output number passed is prime. Let me add in the else part. Let me copy this statement. Let me paste it in here, and it would be number passed is not prime. Let me save the changes. Everything seems to be good enough. Let me calculate and let me run this application. Number passed is not prime. Well, 25 is not prime. Let me pass on 7. 7 is prime. Here is the output. Number passed is prime. So our application is working perfectly. Now for example, I pass on 7.5. 0.5 would be ignored and our application will still work well, and it will give us the answer as number passed as prime. Good enough. So using this application we can easily identify that how to make use of a method, how useful is method, and how the overloading has taken place. Alright, so this is good, this is nice, and I congratulate you all who have successfully completed this exercise. Thanks for watching, have a nice day and take care.